Hi, my name is Rachel, and this is my first vlog. It's really windy outside, and this might not have been the best location for a vlog. Bear with me. Also bear with me that I'm not great at eye contact. I've never done a vlog before or a video, and I'm like this introvert, extrovert, so we'll see how this goes. I've had a lot of people ask me, what can I do? How can I help? What is it like? I can't imagine. No, you can't. And it gets exhausting. Basically, I know that my presence, now that my son died by suicide, makes people uncomfortable. I understand that. People don't know what to say. People don't know what to do. They don't know if they should bring it up. It's okay, I don't know what to say either, to be honest. As much as I want to be happy because I'm in the darkest dark I've ever been in. The guilt of smiling and having enjoyable moments just sometimes doesn't feel okay. I decided to do this because I have spent months in my pool of depression. I don't know what else to do anymore. So maybe if I talk about it, maybe people will understand. So maybe I'll just give you a little background on my son. Isaiah was my baby. He took his life July 28th, 2018. A lot of people don't know the story, and I don't know if I'm ready to tell the story yet. And hopefully maybe this vlog journey will shed some light on all the questions that people have. Maybe it'll help me. Maybe it'll help me open up. Maybe it'll help me cope. Maybe it'll help me grieve. Maybe it'll help me process. Maybe it'll help me feel like a person again. It's crazy because people say all the time, like, oh, you're so strong. And it's like, what the fudge does that even mean? Am I supposed to give up? If I'm strong, does it mean that I care less about my son? I know people are trying to be kind, but I get it. I wouldn't know what to say either. I think one of the most challenging parts is that, and I've told people, you can't feel guilt. When people tell me, you know, Rachel, you can't feel guilt. Oh, hell yes, you can. You can and you will. You're just not allowed to talk about it. Because then people say, no, you can't. Well, that doesn't take away the guilt. There is nothing that is ever going to change the fact that I couldn't and didn't save my son. Is it my sole responsibility? No, it's not. Is it my fault? No. But that doesn't change You know when your kids have a problem? Say, for example, you found out that your kid maybe wet their pants at school or something. And that really crappy feeling that you feel for them, you know, like the embarrassment, the wanting to take that pain away, whatever it is that happened, where you just want to help them and take that away. I keep thinking about Isaiah, and my instant reaction as a parent is that, like, when I think of him, I know something's not right, I know something's wrong, so that instant reaction is, how can I help my baby? And then I have to relive that moment all over again, that I can't help him. And now I have 2 little girls that I have to try to raise to be strong, confident little ladies who just don't understand how their big puppy's gone. So what is it like losing a son by suicide? It's like going everywhere and missing your child. It's feeling guilt about seeing something beautiful without them. It's the guilt of finding joy and laughing. It's wondering if you pass something on to them. Do you wanting to be for nothing, not to be for nothing? Do you want to help other people, but then you feel guilt of trying to help other people because it's like you couldn't help your son. So there's that guilt of, what if I would have done this for him? What if I would have been doing this before? Which is probably, not rational thinking, but what's it like losing a son by suicide? It's like wondering, like, everywhere you go, if they know. Does that person know? Does that person know? It's going into public and having people avoid you. And you see them avoid you. And sometimes it's okay because you avoid them too. It's like going to fun events and then all of a sudden people start talking about it. Like they get to choose and decide when you want to talk about the most awful thing that's ever happened in your life. It's telling random strangers about your son. Because you don't want him to be forgotten. It's seeing random people in public and thinking that for a moment they're your son. It's never I've went to give parenting advice. I don't think that I will probably ever give another parent any sort of advice again. Nor will I accept the fact that when people say, "You're a good mom," you don't know me. Am I? To be honest, I have grown up in not the best childhood. I had a very rocky past of treatment in foster homes and inpatient and social services, and just really low self-esteem and self-worth. And you wonder if you pass that stuff on. You wonder if you're screwing up your kids. You think about all the mistakes that you've made. All the times that you yelled for taking a really long shower, the guilt of that right now. So I'll tell you, I would yell at him. Because he would, you know, like teenage kids, they take like these 20, 30-minute showers, and I'd say, like, hey, Isaiah, how can you even still be in the shower? There's not even any hot water left. And I get it now. That was his place of comfort. I will lay in that shower until the water turns cold, and I will just lay in that bottom of the shower and let the water hit me. Put my floor to the drain. And for that moment, I can tune everything out. I have so much guilt because I wonder. I mean, sometimes I just sit, you know? I mean, I'm sure a lot of you guys do that, right? I mean, I'm not the only one that sits in the shower when they're sad. So I wonder how many times he was sitting in the shower sad, and I was just yelling at him to get out. Or all the times that he slept in or didn't clean his room. So Isaiah's story is, yeah, I didn't have the best childhood. I didn't have the best this or that. And at about 16 years old, I went to an alternative school. And I showed up late because I'm never on time. And I walked into the classroom and I scanned the room. And back then I was very much extrovert. I was super outgoing, and I scanned the room and I saw this familiar face. And it was Steve, my now husband. And I sat down next to him. I asked if I could sit by him. It'd take but a few weeks of me flirting with him and my friend telling him nonchalantly that I liked him. Not so nonchalantly. 9 months later, we were pregnant. Like 6 months after that, Isaiah was trying to come out breech. So I had to be on bed rest. Read Farewell to Arms by Edgar Allan Poe while pregnant. Somebody should have warned me about that. It was not a good choice of a read. But finally, we tried flipping him too, and he did not want to be flipped. And nobody else told me that was going to be painful. Oh, I screamed. But finally, we got close, and our doctor said, yep, your water's about to break. We can't put it off any longer. So 3/3/99, we had a C-section to a beautiful, healthy Isaiah. other than having some major acid reflux so bad that we had to, like, you know, thicken his formula. He was pretty healthy, happy kid. That kid was talking full sentences before he was a year. Like full, I mean, you brag about your kids, but this kid was smart. He was smart. He was witty. So witty, smart, and funny. And he was a normal boy, just a normal, sensitive boy. I mean, he was a mama's boy. I'd say he was a mama's boy and he was a grandma's boy. He was a good kid. Around 11, he started getting, we noticed it during softball, but he started getting these tics. And when I say tics, it was facial motor tics. They weren't vocal, but he would do this like type of thing. We videotaped it one day, and we took it to his doctor, and his doctor is great. And she sent him to his neurologist. His neurologist was great. And I had to stay up with him all night long. We played video games. Drank Mountain Dew and played video games together because he couldn't sleep before the test. He had to stay up all night long. So I stayed up with him because I remember being at the hospital and watching him take that test, and then he got to sleep. Wondering what that outcome was going to be. A little envious of him sleeping, but we found out he had Tourette's. We live with Tourette's, you know? Motor tics, which means he, like I said, did the eye movements of facial tics. It was hard for him, but he was a trooper. Along with that, though, comes a lot of times anxiety, severe depression, OCD, ADHD. He had all of it. The OCD was really hard. They were all hard for him. Junior high, he started to struggle. The tics made him struggle, but junior high really made him struggle. He started to cut. We started to get him into therapy. I felt a lot of guilt. I don't know if I talked about it. Maybe I did, but I used to cut. So we got him in some therapy, change of girlfriend type stuff changed. He was better. You know, and then you fast forward a few years and everything seemed to be going okay. Relationship issues, struggling with depression in school. Making a few digestive sounds, and I apologize. And again, I'm sorry. I don't even think I'm on track with anything. Again, this is my first vlog. So I probably look like this lump. I don't know. I say I don't care, but I do. I say some people, they're like, you're doing great. Like when I went through this or that, I didn't shower. I didn't get dressed. I think that sometimes if I put a lot of this on and I do my hair, then I'm hiding like what's really going on in the inside. I don't think it helps me much because I have resting bitch face, so people usually just think I'm pretty grumpy. I wear a lot of makeup. So, yeah, I don't I don't think I want to talk anymore right now about where Isaiah went after. I'll just say that we spent a lot of time trying to get him into treatment, and we had him in inpatient. For 21, the year before, 2017. Isaiah attempted to commit suicide by taking my 3-month supply, because I do that mail stuff, the 3-month supply of my Buspar. And a friend of his called me up, and Isaiah was in trouble at the time, and Isaiah's friend called me up and he said, "Do you know where Isaiah's at?" And I said, yeah, he's here, it's fine. He's like, "No, Rachel, where is Isaiah?" And I knew right then and there something was wrong. My heart just sank. And I went in the bathroom where Isaiah was, and there he was with his laptop up and the Buspar screen, shoveling spoons full of my medication down, crying. So it was Isaiah and I and Miley, who was 6 at the time, 5. And I drove like 100 miles to the hospital, and I rolled down the window and I told him to make himself throw up. And I had my hazards on. And I just kept driving and trying to get everybody out of the way. And he was throwing up on the side of the car and falling asleep, and I was screaming at him, "Don't you fall asleep on me. Just keep throwing up." And poor Miley's in the back seat. And then we get to the hospital. We'll just say after a lot of mix-up and confusion with security, the nurses brought me back to the triage room, which they weren't supposed to, with Miley. They had Isaiah strapped down on a bed. And he was yelling for me. He was saying, "Mom, Mom, help me." I could hear him down the hall. And so I got next to the bed. And there were so many people around him holding him down. I've never seen him so strong. And I squatted down and I was face to face with him. And I said, "I'm right here, baby, I'm right here." And he was looking right through me. He couldn't see me. He was screaming, "Mom, help me, I'm so scared." I just kept saying, I'm right here, baby." And then they pulled me out. I could still hear him screaming. And I collapsed on the floor outside of the room crying in the hall. They had a bunch of extra nurses come and take Miley and I to another room. Steve was driving back from, I think, North Dakota or somewhere for work. I was sending him somewhere for work. And it was so hard for him. So we spent I think 2 days, 3 days in the ICU. Not knowing what they don't do like a stomach drain the stomach pump, whatever that is that they think that you do. They rarely do that. It's not that helpful. So apparently with Buspar, you just let your body metabolize it. They didn't really know what was going to happen. They didn't know if there was going to be any side effects. They were pretty sure that it just wasn't going to kill him. Which, if he would have taken my sertraline, my Zoloft, which was next to it, we would never probably made it to the hospital. So then we spent a couple of days watching Isaiah pee on himself, not knowing if there was going to be any brain damage, any physical damage. So then they are going to move him down to the mental health unit, but the kid's mental health unit was full. The adolescent. I didn't feel he was ready. He couldn't remember a lot of things. But they moved him down to the adult mental health center. And I don't know if a lot of people are familiar, and I'm sure everyone is different, but I've been to this one. I actually own an aquarium maintenance company that took care of the hospital's fish tanks, and I know what it's like to be there. I've been a patient there myself. It doesn't help. Maybe it helps some. Makes you feel like you're crazy and punished for feeling sad. So anyways, we get him down to the adult mental health center, of the inpatient in the hospital, and he can't remember things. He's like, why am I here? What's going on? This, and that. Finally, we realize that he's got some short-term memory issues. He can't remember things. He doesn't remember talking to doctors. So we think he's going to have brain damage. So yeah, they move him back up. We do a bunch of scans, and luckily there wasn't, as far as we know, any permanent damage. The memory loss got better. Everything kind of dissipated. And then he spent, I don't, to be honest, remember, maybe 4 days in the child mental health center. And again, it didn't really help. I knew it didn't help. I thought that was the worst day of my life. I don't wish this upon anybody. Anybody. My whole life is falling apart. I push people away. People reach out for like the first week, first month, first couple months. And then Steve gets mad at me because he's like, you push people away, Rachel. You have people reaching out to you and you push them away. And I do, but you feel like a burden, you know? Like, my cousin told me the other day, she's like, you know, people really just want you to say fine. How are you doing? Well, Janet, do you really want to know? I usually get in a fight with my husband every single morning because I wake up and remember my life. I haven't learned to be positive yet. I usually spend like 20 minutes crying in the shower every day. I wear paint on my face because everything else will cry off. I know I need to get my shit together. I know that I haven't been the best mom lately. The other day, I've been sleeping like all day. I gotta do better, I gotta be better. I can't let this be for nothing. Sorry, we've got pets. We've got lots of pets. That's one thing that this house does not, like, this is my Lincoln here. And he's gonna be probably camera shy. He looks super thin. He's our thinnest pet in the house, but he does eat. He pretty much follows me around everywhere. He's not one that likes to be pet a lot. He's one of those, just likes to be near. So, actually this is, Isaiah bought this cat. I was at the Humane Society and I really, really wanted him. And I didn't have the money, and Steve's like, he always knew I wanted a blue. And Isaiah said, please, I'll buy him. And we named him Lincoln because of Walking Dead. Andrew Lincoln. It was the Rick, the main character. Share the spotlight. Okay, well, I think that's all I have for this video. Maybe my next video will be something more uplifting, maybe something more positive, maybe something more than just me rambling and looking at myself in the camera, because I haven't figured out how to do that yet. I miss my son. I loved my son very, very, very much. I wish I would trade anything to have him back, including my own life. I think most of us parents would. Alright, well, I'm going to send off with saying that, be the light. Please be the light. You don't judge a book by its cover. We're all struggling with something.